Good morning. It is October the 27th. It's early in the morning. I did want to show you the alternative hat, and that is basically just the front post, back post half double crochet that's put on the bottom for the brim. And as you can see, I ran out of this yarn, so I just added I think this is an antique white at the bottom. Makes a cute little color in the hat, and we're just going to leave it as that. Today is kind of a full day. There's an ice cream social after church today. I don't know if I'm going to stay for that or not, because like I tell them, my side hustle needs to be worked on. And that is the bags. I have bags cut. I have them ready to sew. I just haven't had a chance to get in there and get them sewn. It seems like it's been a little crazy this week, which is, I guess, normal for me nowadays. I'm always on the go. I told my husband this morning I could hardly wait until winter, snow days, when I'm stuck at home and can't go. He just laughs at me. Yeah. On our Saturdays when we go into State College, we normally, hit up Joanne's and eat at the Mexican restaurant, because we have to culturally appropriate. That is our favorite thing to do. And then the next thing we do is we normally get groceries. We used to go to Barnes & Noble there, but there are a lot of hoity-toities in that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call them, hoity-toities. We've been in there at times. I'm going to tell you, I was looking for a book, and the book is on the shelf here. There's a girl down on the floor in front of it. There's a lady next to her talking to the girl. I don't want to get in their way, but, I want to get a book. So I'm kind of trying to look around them to look at the book to see if it's the one I want, so I can just grab it and move off to the side. And the lady looks at me real nasty. She says to me, "Can't you see here we're having a moment here?" She got cranky pants back. I just kind of looked at her and I said, "Can't you see that you need to take your moment and take it to the parking lot? Take it over to the chairs, away from the books where paying customers would like to purchase an item. That is what Barnes & Noble is for." The young girl laughed. She got up. The older lady started to get into me. About that time, my husband walks up and he says, "Is there a problem?" And the woman turns to him and says, "Do you know who I am?" He looks at her and he says, "No. Do you know who I am?" She says, "No." He says, "Good. Come on, let's go." So we don't go to Barnes & Noble anymore. Very rarely do we go. We used to do that on a weekly thing. And I would get books or magazines or, I always left with something. He always left with a book or a magazine. We've kind of curtailed purchases because people. He has a shirt that says, "I used to be a people person, but people ruined it for me." So, yeah. And, we always went over to get a cup of coffee after we'd had lunch and nice, lunch or dinner if we went later in the day. And then we would go get our groceries. So we've kind of curtailed things a little bit. We do a little less. He has been looking at ordering things from Walmart for pickup. He thinks that'll be a solution to things. I tell him I don't like the way that I see them gathering the items. I don't, for many of you, when you order online, they have this big cart that has several baskets where they put the different orders, and they're generally filling most likely 2 to 3 orders at once. The machinery, when they walk past, it beeps. If that's where the item normally is, to let them know customer has ordered something, they look onto their little handset, get the item, put it in the bin that it's supposed to go in, and I see them doing that when we're in there, and I see them getting meat and cold things and still walking around, still doing other shopping. It's not put into an insulated bag, although when they do finish filling that cart, they do take it back to a cold room. Tell them, to me, that's the downside of it. You know, I'm still old school. You don't keep the mayonnaise sitting out on the table longer than 15 minutes, 20 minutes. If you do, you gotta throw it out. So, yeah. Life is interesting these days, you know? And then I hear someone was telling me you can't paint pumpkins black because that's the same thing as blackface. Math is racist because he used statistic and numbers. Guess I'm getting old. That sounds ridiculous to me. Or maybe I'm just getting sick of this racism and everything. You know, I'm sorry. Numbers are numbers. Yeah, it was used to count slaves, but it was also used to count the citizens. It was also used to count different races that are going to schools and make sure their numbers are correct. But to me, that's racism. You know, because it looks badly on someone else who could have gone to school, got an education, and as my husband says, the university he works at, they court kids from Philly that normally wouldn't go to college. These kids are ill prepared for college. Many of them do not know how to study. Half of them don't know how to read. The other problem is they don't know how to manage money. So they get in there and they're given, you know, whatever grant money that they earned, that kind of stuff. And instead of, you know, some universities, they make sure they take all the books out before whatever, and then any excess is given to you for incidentals along the way. That's not what happens with a lot of these kids. They see the money, they either send it back home for family to use, which I have no problem with, but then they have to figure out how to make ends meet, and they've never been taught how to do that. And that just, it breaks my heart. We have taken quite a few kids and, you know, been mentors to teach them how to handle their monies. And I don't think that as an educator that's my husband's place, but he does it because he wants everyone to succeed. So, I don't know. World's getting kind of weird and crazy out there. Okay, I've kind of rambled on about nothing. I'll see you again tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. And remember, choose kindness, take those cranky patents off, and put on a smile.